Overseas manufacturing is under fire. With rising tariffs and global uncertainty, prices are going up fast. In our last video, we built a luxury brand on a $100 budget, but the problem was in scaling it. So now we're going deeper. Let's get it. When it comes to building a real business and a real brand, the reality is you have to mass manufacture. But that's typically associated with manufacturing overseas, as cost of labor is a lot lower and access to fabrics is almost unlimited. Big question, can you produce in the US and still profit? What does it really cost? And will customers actually buy American-made streetwear? Stay tuned because we're breaking down not just production, but how to price, market, and turn a profit right here in America. Mass manufacturing gives you better price points and allows you to essentially profit a lot more. Now, when it comes to finding a manufacturer, there's one in every major city. And the key difference that you'll find between them is really what they have to offer. Today, I'm working with the man C's, who's the founder of Board Printing. He was set up to deal with small and large volume. So how does this affect pricing? C's, my man, bro.
How you doing?
You know, it's the very first time I'm learning that your name is Julio Cesar Andrade.
Let's go by C's.
By C's. What caught my attention about this shop was the varied levels of services, from DTG printing to UV printing, screen printing, and even embroidery. For the scope of this video, let's begin with screen printing, which is the most common method to make products. So when you say setup, what does that mean?
If we're gonna screen print your item, we have to work on your art, we have to print films, we have to burn the screens. However, that process is gonna be the same whether I'm printing one shirt or 100.
So we had sent over some artwork to you from a video that we worked on before. So what was your overall feedback?
One thing that I liked about your designs is they were nice, simple, just one or two colors, didn't have a whole lot going on. And from a printer's point of view, that's perfect because that allows us to knock out your order quick. We're able to keep the setup fees to a minimum. And we're able to give you a good price.
The next thing I want to do is get into the process of actually making some products. Okay. So I think that all begins in design, huh?
Yep, that'll be over with Uriel.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Uriel, what up, man?
Uriel,
hey, man.
yeah.
I know you're a busy guy, but thanks for seeing us today.
Yeah.
We sent over artwork to you, so how did that look at? Can you take a look at it?
This one we have white, ice blue, and black. Something like this, nice clean lines, is actually very easy to do.
Guys, you want to pay attention to what Ariel is saying because color separation is the first step of the screen printing process. Vector base is what you guys prefer.
Yeah, it gives you the cleanest, sharpest lines.
So like a JPEG is like tiny little boxes.
Yep.
So like all those little boxes are different colors. Because having good art will not only save your manufacturer time, it will also save you money and a lot of headaches down the process.
If it's something easy, we'll take care of it, but if it's in depth and the artwork is low resolution or something that requires graphic work, then we'll talk to the customer about it.
And that's why I always recommend that new entrepreneurs learn a design software. And the easiest one to learn is Kittl. Kittl is a software that makes it easy for you to upload any JPEG or PNG and automatically convert it into a vector graphic. Now, vector graphics is what screen print and a lot of manufacturers will want from you when it comes to doing your production. Kittl makes it easy to start moving points, adjusting the design, and really getting it the way that you want. Now, they also have AI components that's built in right into their software, so you can start bringing in new art. And with the collaboration features, you can start sharing your work to graphic designers and even onboard your team so they can leave comments on marketing materials and get your brand launched right. Now, if you guys want to learn more, I highly encourage that you check out the links in the description to start your free Kittl plan. Hey man, you're doing God's work here.
Thank you.
And now let's move on to show you how your art becomes a product. So these right here are the films that are needed to be burned onto the screen. Your designs that you make on your computer end up becoming part of a screen printed process. So this is a color separation in action. Like, you can legitimately see how this is all coming together.
So after we print our negatives, we want to burn the screen. So we start with the blank stencil, something like this. After we have our blank stencil, we want to coat it with emulsion. After we coat it, we go ahead and expose the screen in our exposure unit. We wash off the emulsion that wasn't hardened. Then you're gonna have something like this. So once you have something like this is gonna be your stencil. So where you see this, where you see the design, that's actually where the ink is gonna run. So we wanna do that for every single layer that we have on every design. For the graphics design, it's just, we're gonna keep it one color, one screen. With this one, with the G, this one's 4 layers, so this one's gonna require 4 screens. And same thing with the small G, 4 layers, 4 screens. So right now what he's doing is, now that we have everything ready to go, he's just mixing the colors. So the beautiful thing with screen printing is we can get the colors down exactly how you want. The problem with going off the computer is every monitor is gonna be different, right? Unless they're like calibrated exactly the same, you're never gonna get the same color on. The cool thing with Pantones are universal. It's math, right? So if I wanted this particular blue right here, it tells me the formula on what percentages to use per color. So like, for example, you would want 2 different blues, and then you would want a black, and then right here it tells you the percentage or the weight to make that exact color. The very first thing we do whenever we're prepping for a job, we want to make sure our registration's on point, meaning that everything lines up perfect. So we use these right here, these registration marks, and this basically makes sure that everything lines up perfect and nothing comes off blurry. So as you can see here, all the colors are supposed to land on top of each other. So we already made a couple adjustments to this, and now we're gonna run a test sample. So normally whenever we print, we always wanna start with a nice clean base. Easiest way to explain it is like if you were gonna paint a wall, right? Whatever color you're gonna paint it, you always wanna put up white before you put the actual color. So that's essentially what we're doing here. And then we flash it. So when we flash it, it dries it. After we flash it and it dries, we're able to put the other colors on top.
Hit it twice on the base, you flashed it, it's dry, now it's ready for the ink. So the 4 screens are already put on there?
Yep.
So if we come in over here, guys, you'll see what this means. So he has one part of the G here, there's another part of the G right here, and then there's another part of the G right here, and each of these have a different color that's gonna be laid on it. The more layers you have, the more screens you need, the higher that price is gonna be for your production. This is where it's important to think about what you're gonna be designing and how much you're gonna be charging, because you guys are gonna see how this plays out. If it was a single color versus 4 colors, the price differences. This is what we're gonna make. Red shirt, 4 color design. We just got that sample. Now it's gonna load these up and we're gonna bring this thing to life. Check it out. There it is. It's coming together. It's quality, man. And then at the end, it just goes through the oven. So right now, we just made it into the embroidery area. I like that I could do screen print and embroidery. But when does that actually make sense to do? Because it might look nice, but there's obviously like added fees and a structure to it.
Right. Our rule of thumb is like whatever you're paying for your merch, you want to at least double it. Most of the brands that we work with, they're retailing their stuff at anywhere from 40 to 50 bucks, depending on whatever decoration, right? So if we're doing multiple locations, multiple decoration methods, so if it's got screen print in the front, screen print in the back, maybe embroidery, maybe like some screen printed neck tags, that's like a $60 shirt.
Wow. This is our G file for the hats that we had.
So we ran that through our digitizing software, and basically once we have this made, we just put the file into the machine and it pretty much does what it's supposed to.
I'm excited to see it, bro. So right now he's doing the placement. So these industrial machines we were just talking about, there's 6 heads, but they all run one design. It's all stitching at the same time, so the machine is going left, right, left, right. So you guys have some minimums on bulk printing for embroidery?
For embroidery, just a minimum of 6. We do offer samples too, like if you want to see one. For the most part, 6 pieces, that's pretty standard. A lot of shops do 12 or 24, so we're one of the few that do 6.
Wondering how it was gonna come out because it's all corduroy. Dude, this is a master right here. This guy, you guys are legit, bro. Because like normally if it was like a print-on-demand business that just does random stuff, a lot of times you see a lot of the pulling, but this right here is fire, bro.
So the cool thing with embroidery, like if we really want to color match something, we have literally thousands of colors to work with. Most of the customers we work with, they're not really too picky. But there's been times where somebody will want a particular shade of a color, and we have to order that thread, like glow in the dark or some type of metallic thread. But you know, we're able to do that, no problem.
Beautiful. When it comes out, it's like fresh out of the oven. And now that we got the printing completed, the next thing I want to do is go over pricing. How much did this all cost? How much should you be selling something for in order for you to make money? And more importantly, is this the right option for you right now? Now, this information is for you to optimize your sales, but in order to do that, you must also build hype around your release. All right, one of the things that C said is the fact that when it comes to the most successful brands that they work with, they do SMS marketing to build hype and demand as soon as you release. So I want to dive into a company that helps you do that, and they're called Omnisend. This marketing platform helped make this video possible and is the ultimate e-commerce marketing tool that lets you build hype before having a product in hand. With Omnisend, you can quickly make landing pages, collect emails and phone numbers, and start building a launch list while the factory is still printing. And the people subscribed are your early supporters. They're your launch crew. They'll get behind-the-scene updates, sneak peeks, and when that drop goes live, they get first dibs. And let's be real, email is cool, but SMS is king. With Omnisend's text marketing tools, you can hit the hottest lead right when the drop goes live. Because instant traffic equals instant sales. And this isn't theory, it's how big brands are doing it. They build hype early, collect leads in order to make sure that the product doesn't flop. So if you're launching anything in 2025, don't skip this step. Click my link below and try Omnisend for free today and start building hype before your product is ready. Trust me, pre-hype plus SMS marketing is the difference between sitting on inventory or selling out. Now let's get back to what we've all been waiting for. All right, so let's start with the hats.
For the blanks, we are looking at $5.30 per piece. As far as like the artwork, the digitizing, for me to get this file digitized, it's gonna be a one-time fee of 20 bucks. Now, as far as pricing, bulk pricing, 6 to 11 pieces, we're looking at 10 bucks. But once you get up to a little higher, so let's say you do 36 pieces, it comes down to $6.50, making it a total of $11.80 per piece. Same thing with this one, it falls in the same price point. 30, 35 bucks, depending on your audience. That's what we'd be looking at for these two. This one, we went with 3 colors. We went with the white, a blue, and a black. So 3 colors, that's gonna run you $60 for the setup, 3 screens. And if you wanna just do the bare minimum, we're looking at $8.25 for the prints. Now let's say you wanted to do 50 pieces, you'd be looking at $4.95 for the print and $12.75 per piece. Usually something like this with this quality shirt, easily $30, $35. It's a 1-color design. Something like this, as far as setup fees, you're looking at 20 bucks. Let's say you're just starting off, you wanna do the bare minimum, that's gonna be 24 pieces. That's gonna run you $6.05 for the print. Let's say 50 pieces, right? 50 pieces, 1 color, you're looking at $2.75. So you are looking at around $10.55.
That's a substantial amount of savings right there. So you go from needing to sell your shirt for a minimum of $25 to break even, or in this case, be $26 if you want to double your cost, to being able to sell it for 20 bucks.
Yeah.
And still make money.
With this quality of shirt, I mean, easy 30 bucks. And I think that's the key to having a successful brand, is starts with the blank. Yeah, you're spending an extra 2-3 bucks, but that's gonna be the difference between somebody buying it or not buying it, or the difference between you selling it at 20 bucks or 30 bucks. So those extra 2-3 bucks goes a long way.
As you can see, you need a couple grand in order to launch a full collection in the US, but it's still relatively cheaper than mass producing overseas. The key strategy and difference that you need though, as a brand owner and business owner, is to be able to charge at least 3 times the cost in order to turn a profit. And that's the reality when it comes to brand pricing. Your price is gonna be high, and when customers see that, hey, you're only paying a fraction of that, they're not seeing the fact that you got employees, you got marketing, you got overhead, you got future investment into product development. You don't know if some products are gonna sit on the shelf longer than others, but you literally have money sitting on those shelves And sometimes you may need to get rid of that inventory with a buy one, get one off, or a special bundle promotion, or potentially just write it off in marketing. All of these are real costs that you'll need money for. So if you're not at the very minimum charging 2 to 3 times of what it costs you to produce, you're not going to be in business very long. You could potentially make it up with volume, but we're talking about tens of thousands of units if you're making a very small percentage of that. And if you enjoyed this video, I highly encourage that you guys download all the resources that we included in the description down below. From playbooks to free resources to manufacturing lists, we have everything that you may need if you're starting your brand from the ground up. Because that's the mission of this channel, guys, to give you one step forward in order for you to take action. And if you haven't watched video 1 where we dove into the designing of this brand and the sampling of it on a $100 budget, watch that video right here, and I'll see you then.